I allow my guests to leave just their final thoughts about the topic, what you want to leave our listeners with as we talk about race matters, achieving educational equity. I'll start with you, Ashley. One final thought. In the next show, we will dive more into that parent piece because I know you are building an organization in this city, and I want to publicly say I support you 100%. Whatever I can do to help you, you have my information and my platform. I'm there to make sure you get connected because I want to see you be successful, and I want to see you be here not just 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I want to see you be here long term. So I will come alongside of you and be there to support whatever you need. So with that said, one thing that you would like to leave our listeners with as we talk about race matters, achieving educational equity for students of color.
One thing I want to leave with you all is that just remember as we go into these conversations that, and just as we go into our work each day, to recognize our own privilege and be willing to shift some of the power that you all have. And I say this to myself too as well, and bringing more people to the conversations because we see the same people every single time we have these conversations. So that's one thing. And then lastly, parents do care about their kids' education, and it's time that we start looking at them as assets and just not somebody who just doesn't want to show up, or we need to get to know them. They're people just like you are, and we need to be more empathetic towards each other in this space.
Okay. Big sister Kelly Marshall.
First of all, thank you for this opportunity. And I think what I want to say to all of the educators out there, continue to keep your bar high. Continue to keep your bar high. Don't get lost in the numbers and playing the numbers game because it's killing our kids. And continue your own growth and development because we're sitting here right now because somebody fell for the okie doke and didn't continue to grow and develop themselves in order to start fighting this battle a lot sooner. There were a lot of inequities that I came through in my time. And it is, I'm excited about what's happening now in Indianapolis, but it took us too long to get here.
Yeah. Jones.
I would say, one, thank you again. I'll say the best piece of advice I ever got was people talk about the money in education and where the money comes from. I just want to remind everybody that businesses, Gates, and whoever been funneling money into school systems before charter schools were invented. Mm-hmm. Just everybody needs to know that. And with that, the best piece of advice I ever heard of before, with that in mind, is now that we know that and we get all that out the way, let's just talk strategy. Because if we focus on the money, then we're not focusing on what we need. What we need to focus on is how can the money support what we need to do.
That's good. That's good. Dinkins.
First, thank you, sis. Again, I learned so much today. A quote that I carry with me, Frederick Douglass said, "It's easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men." Mm-hmm. And I think as a community, we have to continue to educate ourselves about what's happening to us, the power that we have to change, and the things that, are not within our reach, to come together and figure out how we can get those things changed for our benefit. And so, to mimic Jones's point, let's get solution driven because we can talk. And like Ms. Marshall said, there are things that are happening today that have been happening a long time. Mm-hmm. And that's because we haven't come together and address those things in a systematic way so that they can no longer happen and continue to happen. So we have to continue to educate ourselves as a community and just keep coming together.
Okay. Marsha.
So when I think about the achievement gap, I am also thinking about a home ownership rate in the Black community that went from 40% to 33%. At the same time that white and Latinx home ownership rates only went down a couple percent. I'm thinking about a Black unemployment rate that is nearly 3 times that the white unemployment rate in Marion County in a good economy. I'm thinking about the $33,000 median income gap between white people and Black people, the roughly $31,000 income gap between white people and Latinx people in Marion County. So the achievement gap, education, it's supposed to be an equalizer. It's not doing that for us right now, and that's the fight. That's the fight that's going to help us get us there. And so talking about the achievement gap and being able to, and understanding the context of opportunity and how it plays itself out, we got to figure out how to get this done. And I appreciate just being at a table of experts. I'm not an expert. I just start stuff. So,
Well, I would just end with, thank you guys, one, for coming on my platform and having this discussion with me. I have an all-star team sitting before me of leaders of color in education, and I'm humbled to be on this platform with you guys because you have way more experience than I do. But thank you. So I think, like you said, Marshawn, I think it's how do we start to dismantle the systems that are in place that have created the inequity. And so that's what my fight and my drive is systematically addressing systematic racism and institutionalized racism, because at the end of the day, that's what the crux of all of it is. And so, yeah, we'll do a part 2 of this conversation. And thank you again. And thanks to my listeners for tuning in. You have been tuned in to Let's Go There with Cassandra. We talked about achieving educational equity for students of color. You have been tuned in. We will see you next week, where we will actually be talking about the impact of school choice. So we'll have another all-star lineup of leaders of color in education. We have David McGuire, who's coming on from Tinley. We have Kiana Warren from Purdue Polytech. Kimberly Neal, who is the founder of Believe, and also Robert Marshall from Vanguard. So looking forward to having that discussion as well. So thank you guys. Peace out.
Have you ever experienced the stress of dealing with a loved one during a disability, or seen the chaos after the death of someone who's died? Well, Norton Estate Planning and Elder Law Firm specializes in helping guide families through such traumatic events. They're committed to helping individuals create a personalized estate plan that meets their expectations. The firm is comprised of individuals that believe in education, maintenance, and collaboration. They believe that estate planning should focus on providing you with a plan that reflects who you are, maximizes your control during life, protects you and your wishes in the event of a disability, and provides the instructions for carrying out your legacy at your death. If you're in need of wills, trust, power of attorney, guardianship assistance, Medicaid services, or probate administration, contact their office today at 317-572-8696 or visit their website at www.estateplanners.org. Norton Estate Planning and Elder Law Firm is committed to protecting your dignity and securing your legacy.